Hello. I'm sorry the daily video is a little late today. I've had a rough time with my mind. It's caused me to sleep a lot and just forget to do certain things. I did a pretty decent length Neo grinding session last night, and I forgot to charge my controller. They just dropped a patch that buffed the split staff considerably. I also did a bunch of grinding last night, and I came to some good conclusions about some of the DLC gear. I wanted to get that out today, but I may wait until tomorrow so that I can kind of combo into the the buffs that the split staff got. I haven't turned on the PS4 since last night before they updated. So for today's video, I thought I'd go over some of the things that I'll be doing throughout the next month or two. Obviously, it's the end of a console generation. Also, the pandemic is kind of affecting, the ability to give concrete release dates. When you're working from home, it's already hard to give a concrete release date for a video game as it is. But when you're forced to work from home and obviously that comes with its own challenges and difficulties and making things take longer. It's kind of hard as a content creator because I tend to plan my stuff months in advance. I tend to have at the very least, a month of content planned out. That's how I keep this running. Is I always have. I pay attention to release dates. I set the money aside, and or I apply for review keys to try to get everything arranged right away. So this is what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future. So the Streets of Rage 4 patch is not out yet. There has not been an update for a while. I assume that maybe they have locked in the changes and that they're probably going to do a release parity or platform parity release, meaning that everybody's going to get it at the same time. I haven't heard anything from them in ages, so I assume that that's going to be happening soon. Assault Spy is going to get at least one more update. I don't know when. Obviously, this game is made by one person, which is one of the reasons why it's so impressive. It's a better action game than what a lot of the Western studios can do with infinitely more resources. He's going to be adding some new moves. He's going to be fixing a lot of the bugs that the last patch caused. Certain moves don't connect anymore. It's a bunch of stuff that probably wouldn't be too interesting for somebody who doesn't play the game. So I'll just leave it at I'll be playing this game more. I'll be going through my final extreme mode playthrough as soon as that's added. I assume that will be soon, but who knows. Battle for the Grid, I'll definitely be playing. That's been kind of a mainstay on my streams. If you guys watch my streams, I tend to play it quite often. Mass Builder, I need to go back and work on this. I haven't really finished stuff from the last update yet. I need to buckle down and do that at some point. I've just been so busy with Neo 2. One Piece, they've said that, I guess, the next character pass has been completely, not leaked, but officially announced. I know that there have been some leaks. I won't go into those here, and also I don't know anything about One Piece, so the names of the characters doesn't really mean anything to me. My only hope with this game is that they're going to actually add some content because I played the last update with the three characters for maybe like 2 hours, and then I just kind of stopped because I don't have anything left to accomplish in this game. I think they're pretty delusional if they think that just dumping another six characters into content people cleared by the time it's all released, it'll be like almost a year. I don't think that's going to go over too well, and not that many people are going to buy it. I hope that they've got more in store. I do like this game. It's definitely got a lot of growing pains, kind of like what I mentioned with that Future of Muso video. They tried to change too much in one installment. It didn't end up terrible, but it did end up being homogenized. A lot of characters really suffer from the new gameplay mechanics, like the tech type not having air combos and things like that. So I did already pay for that, so I'll be doing that as soon as it releases. Don't have much else to say there. In terms of other updates, I mean, this is the first portion of the video, which is going to be about updates to existing games that I've covered, and then the final part will be about upcoming games. Skull is going to be getting more updates throughout the year. so I'm interested in that. I'm decent enough at the game that I can probably explain changes, so that's one thing I'll be doing. Uh, Bloody Spell was supposed to be supposedly done soon. It's still got a ways to go. They need to add the last two levels, and then the campaign will be done. I'm kind of glad with this game that they are drifting away from calling it a roguelike. It is a roguelike in like the most loose definition of the term. Like you're playing through the same levels every time. The gear is different, but the enemy placements are always the same, and you can carry over a lot of your gear if you upgrade it. So even that part of the loot is not really random enough to be a roguelike. I'm kind of glad they're distancing itself from being that, and it's more like it's a single player, one playthrough game with some things added to it to give it replay value, but it is definitely not a roguelike. The level variety is just not there. The decision making is not there either. But this is definitely an excellent game. I'm definitely really proud of the developers, and I think they've had a lot of problems finishing this game too. I guess there just hasn't been a lot of money coming in. I know I'm one of the few people that is pretty much advertised it for there every time they do a major update. So no release date for that either. They have been very hush hush about when things update on this game or when things are going to be updated, even before the pandemic started. I'm sure that made things more difficult. Quickly approaching the end here. Dragon's Dogma I bought for like $6 last year. I haven't really played it yet. I know there's a lot of mods that make the game a lot better. I need to look into that. Trials of Mana. I didn't hate this game, but the combat just felt kind of boring. It was very limited. The game looked nice. I like how they didn't try to do like feature creep or anything. They had a pretty realistic goal set in stone when they started making the game, and I think they definitely delivered. I'm not really a fan of the mana games at all. I never really cared for the stamina system. I think that's probably one of the first games that made me hate stamina in video games, and that was back when I was like 6 years old. I did rent the original Secret of Mana. I did finish Secret of Evermore, which was like the Square Enix USA branch version of Secret of Mana, and I just didn't particularly like how you literally did just have to stand there and wait until your stamina was at 100% to do any damage. I like that they fixed that, but I felt like they could have made the combat more interesting. It really plays kind of like a tap target MMO with action elements. You can dodge attacks. You're not just standing there and tanking like you do in a lot of tap target MMOs, but it even has the indicators on the ground for the attacks. It just wasn't terribly interesting. I would like to give it another chance, but I kind of just dropped it. It wasn't really grabbing me that much. It feels like they made the combat too simple. It doesn't need to be like combo video material, but they could have added more moves. The lack of moves is kind of what kills it. You can't cancel into your R1s either. But there are some mods for it. I know there's just some skins and stuff for now. I'll have to see. Maybe I might want to give this game another chance. East 8 I never finished. I got busy with the PS4 version. I got busy when that came out, and then I never really finished it. The PC version for this has had a lot of issues. Before they patched it, it was actually the worst rated East game on Steam, and now it's actually up to positive again, which is really good. There was nothing wrong with the game itself in terms of why it was getting that rating. It was mostly just the crashes and stuff. It was a really bad port, but Durante came in and fixed it. So I would like to do this before East 9 comes out. So there is no release date for the localization for that, but I would like to get this done before East 9 comes out. So maybe once they have a concrete release date for this, and I have some downtime like now, maybe that's something I'll add to my little backlog blitz project. Alright, that's basically it for current games that I'll be looking at through updates. In terms of this month, there's a couple things going on. This game is a shmup. I don't think people really like watching me play shmups because I'm not that great at them. I'm not terrible, but I'm not great at them either, so I don't know how much interest there will be in watching me do that. There's a couple things you guys will like, though. Just gotta scroll down here. Okay, so in chronological order, Rogue Legacy 2 is going to be out on the 18th. I played a small role in the development for their last game, Full Metal Furies, so hopefully I will get a review key. If not, I'll just go ahead and pay for this. I didn't like the first Rogue Legacy that much, just because the combat was very bare bones. It wasn't interesting. As you can see in this trailer, they've made it far more deep and interesting. The non-combat mechanics of Rogue Legacy were really interesting, with the whole having a long lineage of your family going through the castle and stuff, and everybody is unique. But it seems like they're making the combat just as unique and fun too. So I'm interested in playing this. I've been fiending for a new roguelike. I've got a couple, like I mentioned, that are in early access, getting updates and stuff. But it's been nice to have a new one to look forward to. Up next is somewhere in here. Oh, where did it go? It was in here like 12 hours ago. Just like disappeared. Maybe they took down the page. Let me see really quick. Yeah, it's just straight up gone. That's weird. See if I can find it here. Okay, so you know me, I can't stand lollies, but this is a new beat 'em up from Mages. They are the developers of the Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds games. Uh, I think they did a pretty exemplary job supporting that game over the years, but it's cool that they're finally making something new. This looks like a kind of game that doesn't take itself seriously. The pixel art is great, but the character designs are pretty bad by my standards. I don't like playing as lollies. I can definitely tell that I'll be playing this game with the voices off, but it looks like it might be a little bit more fluid than Phantom Breaker, which had the problem of just being kind of stiff. There wasn't a lot of depth to it. Also, Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds had that really awful maze level, the second to last level, that just kind of killed the pacing. It was a gimmick that felt out of place. It wasn't really fun. It was kind of weird that it was in the game at all, considering that it was meant to be an arcade beat 'em up, and they greatly promoted the co-op. And I don't know, no one really wants to get stuck in a maze when you're playing with friends, especially if all your friends are not hardcore beat 'em up junkies like I am, or most of you are on this channel. There's not an equal skill level to really have the passion to get through stuff like that. So I hope this game won't have anything like that. The combat looks decent. There's actually some loot as well, which sounds pretty cool. The pixel art of the monsters look great. It's just the lolly characters I really can't stand. But I won't play anything that's a beat 'em up as long as it looks decent. I know these guys have a pretty decent pedigree. Phantom Breaker Battlegrounds is definitely not the best there is to offer in the genre, but they're nice looking games, and it seems like maybe they're going to take their years of experience of updating and iterating on that game and maybe making something a little bit more enjoyable overall. It's kind of hard to tell from this trailer. The gameplay that they're showing is not like high level or anything. I did apply for a key, so I hope that I will get it. If not, I'll probably just buy it myself. Should be quite fun. I don't know why it's not in my wish list. But yeah, that's coming on the 20th. I might get it early if there's a review key. Okay, and then finally, this is one that I'm on the fence about, is the Samurai Jack game. I did watch a little Samurai Jack. I was in middle school. I was a teenager back when it came out. I did not really wasn't really a big part of me growing up or anything. Obviously, I was pretty close to an adult by the time that Samurai Jack was around anyway. I was like 14 or 15 or whatever. But I am kind of interested in this, but they haven't done the best job in marketing it. It's kind of been. They've shown very little gameplay. They haven't talked about any of the underlying game mechanics or systems at all. But I'm kind of interested in it. I know Adult Swim Games used to hook me up with keys many years ago, but I think the person that helped me out with that, I don't think he works there anymore. So I think that connection I had is gone. I think it would be easier for me to be the guinea pig if I had a connection there or had a confirmed way to get a key. But at this time, I don't, so I'll have to see if I can find some early footage. I have applied for review keys for all of the games I mentioned, except this, which I'm going to do as soon as this video is over. So that might kind of reduce the expenses. There's actually a lot of cool stuff going on this month. It's just not all, big games. Like I said, end of the console generation, pandemic is kind of messing up things. That's making it harder to give concrete release dates. Past that is a lot of things that have to be announced release dates, so I can't really plan around them accordingly. But that's what I'm going to be doing for a while. And then I did list some backlog blitz stuff. I did actually tackle my backlog a little bit last month when I finished Vesperia. I need to go back and finish the post game, but in between these projects, I'll definitely be looking at some backlog stuff. I did get an external SSD a couple days ago, so storage is no longer an issue for me. I've got a 500 gig right now. I think I'll probably need to get another one in the near future, but for now, that's going to do. The plan is maybe to get a new motherboard and the i9 if we get another stimulus check. I know they're talking about doing that. If possible, I would like to get that, and then my computer would be completely future proof. I have an i7 9700K, which should be enough for PS5 stuff, but we kind of don't know right now. I'll have to see how things go. But for now, my PC is doing pretty good. I've got a nice little lineup of games. I think it should interest all the people who watch me. Some people like indie stuff on here. They only watch the indies. Some people only watch the Muso, and then some people like to watch everything I put up. I think I've got a nice little lineup of things. It's been very difficult right now. Also, Patreon is experiencing some legal issues, so it's been a very stressful time for me running this channel because to be honest, the few people that do back me on Patreon are a big factor in why I can keep buying all these games all the time. So, if you want to support me, I definitely would appreciate if you guys would look at the links in my description and kind of help soften the blow. Patreon right now, I'm not sure if I want people to be backing me right now because it seems like they might be on the way out. I'm going to have to do some research and see what the best alternative would be in the event that that happens. A lot of people have been claiming doomsday with Patreon, and I'm not sure if that's true or not. But it seems like there's some reality to that statement, all the fear and stuff. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post my PayPal if you guys would like to help me soften the blow. I don't know how many of these games I will get as review keys. There's a chance that I might get all of them. I might get one or two. If I even got one, that would be enough that I could probably offset the rest of the cost out of my own pocket and get everything. But I would greatly appreciate the help. I work really hard on this, and admittedly, the support that I get is one of the main reasons why I can be the guinea pig on all these games and put out overviews and guides and stuff. So if you like what I've done lately, go ahead and hit up the links in the description, and I will catch you guys either later today or tomorrow with the Neo 2 video. Like I said, I might just combo from the observations and stuff and the results I got from the grinding last night, and I might also combo into the split staff changes, but that might take a little bit longer. See you guys later, and remember to check the link if you'd like to support me financially. Peace.